All right, guys. So I went over last week how to make your first $100,000 in real estate. And today's episode is going to be a little similar, but yet a little different. You know how I do. I like to switch it up. I don't like to keep it to the same, but it's going to benefit you guys. It's going to provide value. And it's how you will make money in real estate because today's episode is going to talk about how I succeeded in real estate. Three things I've done that have helped me stand out, that have helped me cultivate relationships, and have helped me scale my business, right? So let's get to it. Just before I do start off, I want to mention that I do not run ads on this fucking show. And I don't plan on it either. Why? Because I find it annoying. How annoying would it be if every 5 to 10 minutes I paused my talk and you'd have an ad of some company? That's annoying. I don't do that because I find it annoying and I'm not a hypocrite. So if you find value in the show, please share it. That's the only way I grow it. Cool. With that said, let's start it off. Why I made money in real estate and why you will make money in real estate doing these things. Number one, master the art of cold calling, of talking on the phone, of tonality, of how to say things, of how to induce yeses out of people prior to asking them to sell you the house. A lot of little things, but I'm going to give you the tips that help me do it. Number one, Cardone University, 99 bucks a month, and it has everything. This guy has spent 20 years studying and making courses on how you can sell better, and he's one of the best in the world. I guarantee if you study his course for 365 days straight, you're going to be a beast at the phones and you're going to be closing more deals than your competition. So do that. Cold calling, master it. Grant Cardone, get that course. Number two, film yourself when you're talking on the phone. Film yourself because most of us don't even realize the faces we're making when we're saying things. And that determines a lot of how we're going to say things, our tonality, and how the other person is going to perceive that. So videotape yourself. Have some game film that you could study so you could improve upon, right? Most people don't do this. And again, it's not that I made this up. I learned this through Grant Cardone. I was very into Grant Cardone early on in my career, cold calling, doing a lot of that. And he mentioned how are you supposed to get better if you don't know what you're saying or you're not recording yourself and taking notes of that. And so I tell you that it changed everything for me. Record yourself and you're going to realize and start being aware of things that you do that you weren't even aware of prior to filming yourself. That's how crazy it gets. I'm telling you guys, if that's something you're going to take from this call, do that. Record yourself when you're doing a cold call, and a pure cold call, not somebody you have a relationship with. Cool. So Grant Cardone, cold calling are huge. And number three, role play every day. Role play every day with your team, with your wife, with your girlfriend, whoever the hell it is. Just practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice situations that might occur in a call so you're prepared for that situation. Rebuttals as to why you're giving them such a low offer. Little things like that. For example, a very common rebuttal for people when I give him their cash offer is, hey, that's a little bit too low. I was thinking I was going to get X, and I'm already prepared. Hey, no problem. Now, if you don't mind me asking, how'd you get to your market value of your property? And then they start talking. Oh, because the neighbor sold it for X amount. Yeah, but the neighbor's house was completely fixed up. New roof, new AC. Yours needs everything. And you start going through the conversation. Or B, hey, listen, I know maybe this cash offer might be too low, but would you be open to hearing option B, which is at market value? What? If you just give them a cash offer for $70,000 on a $200,000 house, and then you flip it to, hey, I have an option B that'll give you your $200,000. You want to hear that? They're going to say yes. And then there's another way to offer them that. It's called creative financing. Not going to get into that, but be prepared. Grant Cardone University, role play, and videotape yourself. If you're not videotaping yourself, if you're not tracking what you're doing, how you're doing it, you're not going to grow. How are you going to learn if you're not tracking? So track yourself, right? Cold calling and being good at sales is as important in real estate as in any other business, but it's a people to people business. It's a relationship business. So knowing how to sell, knowing how to talk, and yeah, knowing how to cold call, right? And that's the best part about it is that once you become good at cold calling, it translates to your day to day. You become more confident because now your conversations flow too in person. They're easier because you do this every day. You get way more confident when you're doing this on a day to day basis. So please master the art of selling, of cold calling, of talking, of negotiating, of presenting yourself as the stud you are, as the beast you are, as the billionaire you are. Cool? So, number one, master sales. Number two, is be consistent and disciplined again with your course of action. So when I started off in real estate, I wasn't cold calling, if I'm being honest. One of my main things was going out in the middle of the night and posting signs. I took the fucking hard route, without a doubt. Why did I take the hard route? Because, like most of you, I didn't like to cold call. I hated cold calling. I hated cold calling because 99% of the times it was a big old fuck you and hangs up or take me off your list. I'm sure you can relate if you've been in the industry. So I tried to figure out a way to get hot leads calling me rather than me cold calling leads, and putting signs was the best way to go. What I did was I was looking for investors at the time. I put a fake property out with great numbers, and most investors are going to call you to inquire about the property. When they inquired about the property, I tell them that I just sold it, but I'm going to have a similar property like that coming up soon because I get anywhere from 5 to 10 deals a month. And if I could have their number, their email, and a little bit about their criteria to see if that would fit them for the next property. I stayed so consistent with that for the first 3 months that it got me my first deal. And not only that, it built my pipeline because all these investors kept calling me. And now, next thing you know, it's like I'm building a relationship. Trust me. And I'm sure you can relate to that too. Your conversations are a lot different when you're calling someone and inquiring about something that you want than when somebody's calling you to propose something that they want you to get. You're a little on edge at that point. When you're calling, you're not that on edge. You're actually more curious, so the conversation goes a lot different. And these are advanced tactics, states that people are in, and how to attack them that we go over in our coaching program that I have. I'm just going to throw a little ad here. We have a real estate coaching program with two studs. One of them has $500 million under management in a fund. The other one has $10 million under management in a fund. And we have a real estate coaching program where we take investors, either newbies or seasoned, from A to Z. We build a roadmap and we help them out. But these are the little nuts and bolts that we go over: tonality, states that people are in, and how to talk to them in certain states if they're calling you, if you're calling them, and so on. So it's very important to stay consistent and disciplined. I stayed consistent in that field of posting signs and posting ads on Craigslist to see if I could get people to call me. And it worked for me. It worked for me, and it didn't work for others because they weren't consistent. So stay consistent in what you do. If you're not the best at cold calling right now, either A, start getting good at it by studying every day and taking action, or B, do what I did, which was a hard route. And I don't really recommend doing because it's time consuming. And you could be doing better things with your time. So stay consistent, stay disciplined, and master the art of sales. Number three is don't be afraid to fail and get creative. Get creative. I see so many deals fall through because people don't think. They're not resourceful. They don't go to the next step. They don't think outside the box. And for example, creative finance. That's one of the examples I'm going to give it to you guys right now. A lot of wholesalers right now, if they can't get the property at a discount, at cash, at a discount, at 70%, 60% discount, guess what they do? They let it go. They don't propose seller finance, sub two, which is assuming their mortgage, and then they can move on to another property because you just assume their mortgage. Little things, so many things, JV. I'm telling you, I've closed more deals getting creative than not. It's about thinking outside the box, being resourceful. And when you have a deal that's yours, you do everything and anything to get it sold if you don't have a business just yet or a disposition team. How? You got to figure that out. Either A, pay for information. You got to pay to play in this game, in any game nowadays. So if you're not paying to play, you're losing out. I'm just telling you right now. That's how it is. I've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in mentorship for real estate, for marketing, for everything. And it's taken me far in life. I don't regret any of it. If anything, I wish I would have put more money down. Yes, I wish I would have paid Cardone another $100,000. That's how you grow. So, very important that you guys follow these steps. You guys follow these steps. You guys get resourceful. You guys get creative. You stay consistent with your plan of action, with your strategy. Stick to your strategy. Don't dwindle on your strategy. Stick to it and you'll see results. And the most important thing, I'm telling you guys will either realize it now or later. I realized this 6 months after. It happens. Some of us have to get that learning curve in. But the moment you master cold calling, the moment you master selling, knowing how to talk, knowing how to change your tones, knowing what to say, how to say, and there's certain words that you say that can flip the switch. I'll put it into perspective right now. And this is how marketing goes and copy, how important that one little word is. I run ads, Google, Facebook ads for my page, and I changed one word one freaking word on my ad copy. I went from get your cash offer in 15 minutes to get mine. Just one word, from your to mine. And it doubled the clicks because of one word. So one word can change everything. And that's why it's so important you study selling, Grant Cardone, or people that are good at it. Hormozi's a really good seller too. There's plenty of them out there. I'm just telling you Cardone University because for 99 bucks, you get a lot of value. Get a bunch of courses and you could do it at your own time. Those are the three things that got me making money in real estate and has scaled my businesses and continue to scale them. We're closing anywhere from 6 to 10 deals a month because of what we're doing. And we're going to continue growing. So if you want to learn more about this, shoot my line. We have a coaching program, or listen to this more, or ask me questions. I typically try to answer my DMs via voice note if you have a simple question. Cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Again, if you guys enjoyed it, please share it. That's the way I grow the show. With that said, I'll catch you guys next time.